Okay, so we are now looking at assignment 2 and the first task, which is to create a chart from the data that we've got up to this point. So just quickly, I need to do a little bit of file management here and just check what I'm doing. So at the moment I've got course information V2B on here, but I need to now save that um, as course information V3A. So I need to do file save as, um, and I'm going to put in a 3A. Okay, so just to make sure that it's safe. So right now I've got exactly the same information on a file that's now V3 as I did have on the 2B just now. Um, but I'm doing this first to make sure that I don't lose my data. So it says create a new worksheet and name it chart. So what we're going to try and do is what we're aiming to do is to put into another worksheet on here a chart. Okay, so we're going to try and think about how we do this. There's lots of different ways. Well, when I say there's lots of different ways, there's at least 3 ways that I'm aware of. But I'm going to do it an easy way. I'm going to just quickly have a read through and just make sure I know what I've got to do. So using the data from the worksheet course statistics, which is this one here, create a bar graph in the chart worksheet to display the percentage figure for each course over years 1 to 3 only. So I'm going to need to make some changes on that, but I only need this column, this column, and this column in order to do things. I don't actually need any of the year 4 data because I don't need to be using year 4. It's only years 1, 2, and 3. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to take what I've got here and I'm going to have to do a sort with it and just throw out any data that I don't need and then create a table. And then from that table I'll probably do a pivot chart or a pivot table from a pivot chart and then see how we get on. It then just goes on. The next stages here are just to add the legends and the titles and make it fit for purpose. So I'll go through that with you, what you need to have. And then we save the workbook and then basically we're done on task 1. So I'm going to create a new worksheet. I'm going to rename it chart as it tells me to. I'm going to take a copy of this table. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to copy it, go to chart, and I'm going to link it like I've done before. So I'm going to click paste link so that it's linked. Okay, now I'm also going to just quickly click the format painter, which then also copies the formatting, and I've done this before. You'll see that my cursor has changed with a paintbrush on it. So what I can do is I can highlight all of this and just click paint. There we go, and we are pretty much there. There's some bits here that have turned up that I don't need. I'm just going to auto fit these, double click along the top just to make sure that everything's okay. So I need to wean out any of them that are year 4s because I don't need that data. Okay, so I'm going to do that first. I think I'm going to just highlight this, including my column headings. All right, we're going to go to data, then sort. So I'm going to sort it first of all by year groups, as I've done before. Okay, and then it's going to be, so I need to add a level. So, and then I'm going to sort it by course name. So basically I'm going to get it all year 1s together, all the year 2s together, all the year 3s together, and then all the year 4s together. And then that way I can then delete the year 4s. And then in the second row here, what I'm doing is to then sort for all of the year ones, I'm going to sort the course name in alphabetical order. So I'm just making sure if I click there, you'll see what's happened. So if I zoom in, okay, so I've actually got here, now all my year one data is there, all my year two data is here, and you'll see that it's in alphabetical order as we go down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out bits and pieces that I don't need now. You'll see here at the top that we're still linked to our core statistics spreadsheet. So I'm just going to cut out, I don't need those columns. So I'm just going to delete those out. And I do need these columns. So I'm also then going to delete out all my year 4 stuff. Now you could leave this in, and if you're using a pivot chart you could actually remove and add the year 4 just by clicking a tick box. So what I might do for the minute is actually keep that there, and then see how I get on. See how I get on with it. So we now need to make a pivot chart with what we've got here. So I'm going to have a crack at that. So I'm going to insert a pivot chart. It wants to know where it's going to go. I'm not going to put it on a new worksheet. I'm just going to put it on an existing worksheet. It wants to know where. So I'm just going to draw a big box. Alright, and what it does is it's got the pivot table behind and the chart below. Okay, so all of these need selecting, but they're all in the wrong order, so you need to be looking down here. So I need to have my course name in, I need to just have a think about this. I've got to have my course name in there. Okay, so I've got all of my year 1 stuff together, which I could do. So blue's a customer service, red's a functional skills, health and social is green, IT user skills is purple, the Sage groups are blue, and the team leading is there. Now, what I want to do is I want to delete the year 4 stuff, because I don't need year 4 if you read the question. So if I click on year, I can select from here, I can just get rid of year 4. So I'm going to do that. So I'm just left with the years 1, 2 and 3 now. So what I want to do from this, okay, is just check that I've done this right. So what I've done here, create a bar graph. Okay, what I've done here is a column. So I could potentially change the chart type to a bar graph, like so. It just changes it sideways. So I'm going to keep it as a bar because that's what I'm asked to do. Again, I've only got years 1, 2 and 3 on there, which is what I need. And that is displaying the percentage figures for all courses over years 1 to 3 only. So it says add a series legend and any other enhancements. Now I do have a series legend, which is here, it's the key. So it tells me what each thing is. It says ensure the graph displays the course names, okay, which it does. Give the graph a suitable title. Now at the moment there is no title there, so I'm just going to right click up here. actually what I am going to do is use the tools I've got up here. So I'm going to choose layout. From the layout tools, I'm going to click chart title, and then I'm going to click above chart. So I now need to come up with a suitable heading that's fit for purpose. So it's going to be chart to show, or actually I could say bar chart to show percentage. And I'm just copying this FIGURAS figures. I'm just copying this from the question sheet here. The percentage figures for each course. Over year 1 to 3. Over years 1 to 3. So something like that. Now you can manipulate this, you can drag it across and do weird things with it if you want to and change the sizes or whatever you want to do. So there is some scope. You can change the color if you want to, just with the design and formatting and anything else you want to use. So that's quite handy. One thing that doesn't make sense at the moment is the data along the bottom here. Okay, we should be seeing percentage figures and we're not. We're just seeing, basically, we know that like 0.8 on the scale means 80%, 1 means 100%, 1.2 means 120%, 1.4 means 140%, but right now we're not seeing that. And the reason we're not seeing it is because our table up top here needs to be reformatted. So I'm just going to highlight the data that the table's using. I'm going to right click and then go to format cells. And I'm just going to tell Excel that I want this as a percentage. Once it's done, click percentage with 0 decimal places, because there's no point in having decimal places along the bottom, so you just have 0 decimal places. And there you go. Basically it's changed it for us. So here's our 20, 40, 60, 80, 100%, going up to nearly 140%. So that is where we are. So I'm just going to check over everything again. So we've made a legend, we've got a color scheme, it's fit for purpose, it's a bar graph. Ensure the graph displays the course names, which it does. Give the graph a suitable title, we've done that. Make any adjustments to the graph to aid readability and check your graph for accuracy. So just quickly, let's pull out a little bit of testing. Let me zoom out. So let's look at IT user skills for year 1. We've got 133%. So IT user skills is the purple. So it's this big number here. So it is somewhere between 120 and 140, so around 130%. So that kind of makes sense. Let's pull out another one. Let's look at functional skills for year 3, which is 89%. So that's nearly 90%. So functional skills is red. We're looking at year 3. So we can see here that it is around about the 80 or 90% level. So it does match up and it does work. So that is effectively task 1 completed.